I've been asked why BAME colleagues might become irritated when they hear leaders suggest that race should be treated the same as any other protected characteristic. I think it's quite an important question for us to think about and to answer, one that has some quite complex roots. But it's also something, when you're thinking about it, is bound or obvious. I'm really pleased that a few years ago we called out the fact that when we looked at an equal and diverse leadership at the top of the NHS, there was one group particularly that needed greater focus. And that was when you looked at the top of the NHS, whether it was a trust, CCG, national organisation, there were predominantly white faces. Many of them were women, many of them would have come from other protected characteristics, but there are very, very few people with a BME background. That is changing and improving, but it's bound or obvious that the experiences of people from a BME background in our organisations and in the wider NHS has not been good enough. And what that means is we're missing out on a huge array of talent, as well as not fulfilling our obligations morally or legally. I think that would irritate me, to be honest. The deeper part, though, I would want us to think about is this conversation really starts to get into the fact that we're all different, we all bring difference. And there are many people around you today who will have more than one protected characteristic. There are people in my organisation, my senior team, who have several protected characteristics. And it's important that we recognise the richness that that brings, and it's important that we listen, that we gather ideas, that we use the talent that's in front of us to point at the biggest challenges we're faced for a generation.